Have you ever noticed the little things she asks? The questions that feel simple, but somehow carry a hidden spark. Those moments aren't random. They reveal a truth most men completely miss. If she's comfortable enough to ask certain things, it's because she wants you. Yes, you. But here's the secret. Most men panic, misread, or overthink, and they lose the chance to connect on a level that's deeper than words. In this video, I'm going to break down the signs, the psychology, and the exact moments that reveal her true desire. Watch closely, because if you miss this, you might never notice it again. Stay till the end. You're about to discover what most men are blind to, and it will change the way you understand women forever. Drop your location below, where you're watching from, hit subscribe, and join the journey of understanding her like never before. Have you ever noticed how women sometimes ask questions that seem innocent, almost casual, but underneath there's a subtle weight to them? Maybe it's about your preferences, your thoughts on relationships, or even something slightly personal. At first it might feel like small talk, nothing serious. But here's the truth. When a woman is willing to ask something personal, something that requires vulnerability on her part, it's a signal. It's a signal that she feels comfortable with you, that she trusts you enough to lower her walls, even just a little. And comfort like this isn't built overnight. It's earned. Comfort is the foundation of attraction, and it's the thing most men overlook. You see, attraction isn't just about chemistry or physical looks. Those things can spark interest, sure, but real, magnetic attraction that comes when someone feels safe with you, when they feel understood, when they feel like they can reveal a part of themselves without judgment. And here's the kicker. She doesn't just feel safe for the sake of safety. She feels safe because she's drawn to you. When she's comfortable enough to ask certain questions, it's her way of testing the waters, seeing if the connection can go deeper. Think about it. A woman who isn't interested, a woman who doesn't feel a pull toward you, won't ask anything that puts her a little out on a limb. She won't expose her curiosity, her inner thoughts, or her private doubts. But the moment she starts probing gently, asking questions that hint at intimacy, preferences, or even hypothetical scenarios, it's a subtle signal that she's opening a door. And doors like this aren't opened lightly. They're opened when the mind and heart feel at ease. Now, don't confuse comfort with weakness. Comfort doesn't mean she's naive or easily impressed. Comfort is a conscious choice. She's assessing you, evaluating how you respond, how you make her feel, and if she's comfortable, that means you've passed the first, unspoken test. She's seen your authenticity, she's felt your presence, and she's quietly deciding whether this connection has the potential to move into more intimate, more meaningful territory. There's a psychological principle at work here. Humans are wired to seek safety before risk. The brain constantly calculates whether an interaction could be harmful or rewarding. So when she chooses to reveal a part of herself through a question, she's taking a calculated risk. She's offering you a glimpse of her world. And with that, she's signaling that she's curious about yours. She's testing the waters, yes, but she's also inviting you to meet her there. And how you respond matters. Do you dismiss it? Do you overreact? Or do you meet her with the same respect, the same openness, and the same confidence that made her comfortable in the first place? Comfort also creates intimacy in a way that words alone cannot. When she feels at ease, her body language relaxes, her eyes soften, her tone changes. She leans in, she listens, she engages. These aren't random gestures. They're the silent language of attraction. And when you recognize them, when you understand that comfort is a window into desire, you begin to see the dance that is unfolding. You're no longer guessing. You're observing, interpreting, and responding intelligently. Here's another layer to consider. Comfort builds trust. Trust is the soil in which desire grows. Without it, no amount of charm, physical attraction, or effort will sustain meaningful connection. But when she feels comfortable, she begins to trust that your intentions are genuine, that your presence is steady, that your energy doesn't threaten her sense of self. And that trust allows her curiosity to evolve into interest, her interest into attraction, and her attraction into the kind of physical desire that is real, mutual, and magnetic. It's important to note, though, that comfort alone isn't enough. It's the combination of comfort with your awareness and your response that creates the spark. If she's comfortable but you're oblivious, nothing changes. If she's comfortable but you mishandle it, the moment is lost. The key is recognizing the moment, understanding its significance, and responding with intelligence, subtlety, and confidence. So when you notice her asking those questions, those little, seemingly casual, sometimes bold questions, pay attention. Lean in with curiosity and respect. Don't overthink it. Don't panic. Don't misread it as something casual. Recognize it for what it is, an invitation. She's letting you into a space most men never reach. She's signaling interest, testing boundaries, and gauging whether the connection can go deeper. And if you respond thoughtfully, that door she's opened can become the gateway to something extraordinary. At the end of the day, attraction isn't just about what you say or how you look. It's about the energy you create, the trust you build, and the comfort you allow her to feel. Comfort is the first step toward desire. It's the whisper before the storm, the subtle signal before the spark ignites. And if you miss it, you miss everything. So here's the truth I want you to walk away with. Notice the comfort, honor it, and meet her there. Because when a woman is comfortable enough to ask those questions, she's already telling you something profound. She wants you. Have you ever noticed the kind of questions she asks when she's around you? Questions that seem casual, almost innocent, but carry a weight you can't quite put your finger on? These questions are more than curiosity. They're windows into her mind, reflections of her feelings, and yes, subtle indicators of desire. The truth is, most men miss this entirely because they focus only on what's visible, smiles, glances, or physical cues. But the deeper signals, her questions, her curiosity, the way she probes, these are often the most telling. When she asks about your preferences, your opinions, or even hypothetical situations, she's revealing what psychologists call cognitive intimacy. She's trying to map your mind, understand your thinking, and see if it aligns with hers. The fascinating thing about questions is that they are inherently revealing. When someone asks a question, they are projecting a piece of themselves onto you. She might ask about boundaries, about past experiences, or about fantasies. Each question is carefully calculated, consciously or subconsciously, to gauge your response. And why does she do this? Because she wants to know if she can trust you with the unspoken, with the vulnerable, with the parts of herself she doesn't show to everyone. If she didn't feel some level of attraction or interest, she wouldn't bother. Questions are a way of testing the water. Small probes into a connection that could, if navigated correctly, lead to something far more intimate. Understanding this is crucial. Most men hear the question and respond mechanically, missing the underlying message entirely. But if you slow down and observe, you begin to see patterns. A question about your personal life isn't just small talk. It's her way of measuring emotional depth, curiosity, and ultimately, your potential as a partner. A question about your past relationships isn't gossip. It's a subtle investigation into your reliability, your confidence, and your authenticity. And a question that borders on intimate or provocative, that's desire peeking through the cracks. She's carefully testing your reactions, looking for respect, intelligence, and the subtle courage it takes to meet her curiosity without judgment. Think about this philosophically for a moment. Questions are the bridges between minds. They allow us to step into another person's perspective, to explore their internal world. When she asks you something personal, she's extending a bridge, inviting you to walk across it, to see her world, and to invite her into yours. And here's the key. How you respond to that bridge determines whether the connection deepens or falters. Do you recoil, deflect, or dismiss? Or do you meet her with thoughtfulness, awareness, and confidence? Her questions are tests, yes, but they are also invitations. They reveal that she's thinking about you, analyzing you, and imagining possibilities. There's also a psychological nuance here that many overlook. Humans are wired to seek patterns, to understand intentions, and to predict outcomes. Her questions are her way of creating a pattern, a framework through which she can assess your compatibility. They are subtle probes into your personality, your desires, and your comfort with intimacy. If she's asking certain questions, it's because she's considering scenarios where she allows herself to feel, to explore, and to desire. And if you respond poorly, you break the pattern. But if you respond with insight, humor, or calm confidence, you reinforce it, and suddenly you become not just someone she's interested in, but someone she's curious about, intrigued by, and ultimately drawn to. This is where so many men go wrong. They either overthink, underplay, or misinterpret these signals. They treat the question as a question, not as a signpost. And yet, understanding this subtle psychology gives you a profound advantage. You start to see the signals beneath the surface. The questions that hint at longing, at curiosity, at the silent acknowledgement of attraction. You realize that she isn't just asking for information. She's asking to see if you're someone who can meet her at her level, someone who can navigate emotional and physical intimacy with intelligence, grace, and sensitivity. It's also important to note the timing and context of these questions. A question asked in private, when the two of you are alone, carries a different weight than one asked casually in a group. The setting, the tone, the pause before or after the question. All of these are non-verbal cues layered into the verbal message. She's testing your reaction, your empathy, and your ability to understand what's unspoken. The most powerful questions are those that feel almost risky kiki. Questions that reveal vulnerability in her, that signal desire without words. And when you recognize them as such, you begin to see desire itself as a subtle, intelligent force operating beneath the surface of everyday interaction. So the next time she asks you something that feels personal, intimate, or provocative, don't just answer. Observe. Consider why she's asking, what it reveals about her state of mind, and what it invites you to do. This is an opportunity, a rare chance to step into her world, to meet her curiosity with intelligence, and to build attraction that is as deep as it is undeniable. The way you respond sets the tone for everything that follows. Questions are the doorway. Your response determines whether she steps through it with desire or retreats. At the end of the day, her questions are not random. They are deliberate, revealing, and, most importantly, invitations. They are the silent language of desire, the signals of curiosity, and the markers of attraction that you can't afford to miss. Recognizing the meaning behind these questions is not just about understanding women. It's about understanding human connection, psychology, and the subtle forces that govern attraction. So here's the truth to hold on to. When she asks questions that go beyond the surface, pay attention. She's not just curious, she's signaling interest, testing boundaries, and revealing desire. And if you respond with awareness, intelligence, and respect, you transform a simple question into a profound connection. So far, we've talked about comfort and the questions she asks, how they reveal her curiosity and desire. But understanding desire isn't enough if you don't know how to respond. This is where most men falter. She can be comfortable. She can be asking all the right questions. But if you misread, overreact, or fail to engage with the subtlety she's offering, the connection falters. It's not about manipulation or strategy. It's about awareness, emotional intelligence, and the ability to meet her where she is. The moment she's testing the waters is delicate. How you respond determines whether her curiosity deepens into desire or fades into uncertainty. Respect is the cornerstone here. When a woman is comfortable enough to reveal her curiosity, to probe with questions that hint at intimacy, she's offering you a glimpse into her inner world. She's allowing herself to be vulnerable. That vulnerability is precious. It's a signal, not a guarantee. If you respond with judgment, awkwardness, or disrespect, you break the trust she's extended. But if you respond with calm confidence, intelligence, and sensitivity, you validate her choice to open up, and you show her that the space she's created is safe, that it's a space where curiosity and desire can coexist without fear. Reading these signals is just as important as respect. Every question, every subtle look, every change in tone carries meaning. Human communication is layered, and women often communicate attraction and desire in ways that are indirect yet profound. A question about what you like, a playful tease, or even a seemingly innocent personal inquiry can all be tests, probes into your ability to navigate emotional and physical intimacy. And if you understand these signals, you can respond in a way that intensifies connection rather than diffuses it. It's like listening to music. You don't just hear the notes, you understand the rhythm, the pauses, the crescendos. In the same way, interpreting her subtle signals allows you to dance in sync with her mind and heart. But let's be honest, confidence alone isn't enough. Sensitivity without confidence can be interpreted as weakness, and confidence without sensitivity can be perceived as arrogance. The key is balance. She wants a man who can acknowledge her comfort, respect her boundaries, and still recognize the desire she's hinting at. She wants someone who can read the room, so to speak. Someone who can navigate the complexity of attraction without panic, without overthinking, and without losing authenticity. Your ability to respond with both awareness and confidence communicates more than words ever could. Timing is another subtle layer that often goes unnoticed. There's a rhythm to attraction, a pace that builds tension and desire naturally. Respond too fast, and you may seem desperate or unaware. Respond too slowly, and you risk losing the moment. Her comfort and her questions are like signals in a dance. They tell you when to lean in, when to pause, and when to let curiosity simmer. Awareness of timing is part of emotional intelligence, part of understanding that desire is not a switch to flip, but a flame to nurture carefully. Now, consider the philosophical dimension. Desire, at its core, is a dialogue between minds and bodies, between curiosity and restraint, between comfort and intrigue. When she's comfortable enough to ask intimate questions, she's inviting you into this dialogue, and responding effectively is about participating fully, not controlling, not forcing, but engaging with awareness and respect. Attraction is an energy. It cannot be manufactured through words alone. It grows when both parties contribute, when both minds and hearts are engaged, when curiosity and comfort intersect and create a space where desire can flourish. This is why so many men miss opportunities. They see the question, they see the comfort, but they fail to respond in alignment with the underlying energy. They might joke awkwardly, deflect, or overanalyze. Any of these responses can shut down the connection immediately. But when you meet her at the intersection of curiosity and comfort, when you respond with awareness, confidence, and emotional intelligence, you become someone she can trust, someone she's drawn to, someone she wants to explore more deeply. You transform the potential into reality. It's also important to recognize that this is not about trickery or gamesmanship. Responding effectively is about authenticity. It's about understanding human psychology, respecting emotional boundaries, and navigating attraction with integrity. Women are finely tuned to energy and intent. She can sense when you are genuinely aware of her curiosity, when you are responsive yet grounded, when you are attuned to her comfort and desire simultaneously. And this is where the physical attraction grows organically. It isn't forced. It isn't rushed. It is allowed to emerge naturally because you've created the space for it. So, as we bring this together, remember this. Comfort gets her to open the door. Questions reveal her interest. But your response is what transforms the interaction into meaningful connection. Respect, read, and respond. These three actions are the bridge between curiosity and desire. They are the difference between missed opportunities and magnetic attraction. They are the path to a connection that is both emotionally and physically resonant. And here's the closing thought I want you to carry with you. A woman's comfort and curiosity are gifts, subtle invitations into her world. How you respond determines whether those invitations lead to closeness, passion, and mutual desire, or whether they fade into what could have been. Meet her with awareness, confidence, and respect, and you step into a space that few men ever reach. Because when a woman tests questions and reveals her curiosity, she is already signaling her interest. Your role is to honor it, navigate attraction, and let desire grow naturally. And true connection, and let to revace the slows and netremest.